Now, Vladimir Putin faces growing international criticism for Russia's military involvement in Syria. The European Union is calling it a game changer, and Saudi Arabia says it could have, quote, dangerous consequences. Heather Sells has that story.
The Russian Defense Ministry released this video on Monday. It purportedly shows airstrikes on an Islamic State training camp in Syria. But the European Union is not happy with Russia.
I think the situation is more worrying because with also the Russian attacks, I think the tension has actually increased.
EU foreign ministers are warning Russia to center its military action in Syria against ISIS and not to go after the moderate opposition. That's because Russian airstrikes have backed moves by Syrian troops against non-ISIS insurgents. The EU is also calling on Russia to coordinate its attacks with the EU and the U.S. Saudi Arabia is warning that Moscow's military intervention could escalate the war in Syria and inspire militants around the world to join in. And China is chiding both Washington and Moscow, saying their outdated Cold War mindset could develop into a full-blown proxy war. But Russia continues to insist that ISIS poses a major threat and that its air campaign in Syria is necessary. Arrests over the weekend may prove that point. Russian security officials say they thwarted an ISIS attack on Moscow's public transportation system. Some of those detained were apparently trained by Islamic State militants. Heather Sells, CBN News.